I was visiting Fenrir, like civilized immortals do. Just two old disasters in the woods, complaining about the gods and chewing stew. Then through the snow came one-handed honor, dragging guilt behind each boot. And Fenrir grinned so wide the mountains shook. Said, "Oh, look, the snack returned with fur-lined roots." Tyr froze still beside the fire, like Odin caught in stealing ale. Snow in his beard, pride barely breathing, face pale as winter's sail. Fenrir laughed like splitting glaciers. "Careful, brother, lock the door. Last time you visited unexpectedly, I misplaced a hand in all the uproar. I near choked upon my mead horn." Tyr just groaned and rubbed his face. Said, "I knew the second I saw your tracks, this would become a hostile place." Oh, the raven should have warned him, the Norn should have sent a sign. You cannot place two bitter immortals together and expect them both to act divine. I was visiting Fenrir and you showed up. Now everybody's roasting everybody else. The wolf insults your missing courage, I insult your heroic self. You call me chaos wrapped in fur cloaks, I call you Captain Poor Decisions. And somewhere Odin feels a headache through prophetic supervision. Raise the horns and pass the fire, laugh until the rafters split, 'cause Ragnarok gets awful serious if the gods don't joke a bit. Fenrir leaned against the stone wall, eyes bright beneath the pine. Said, "Tell me, Tyr, how's eternal glory still worth losing fingers over mine?" Tyr muttered, "You bit the hand that fed you." Fenrir barked, "You fed me lies instead!" Then both of them looked over at me, and suddenly I became the dead. Tyr said, "At least I kept my children living." Fenrir nearly fell from laughing hard. I pointed with my drinking horn. "Brother, that was cruel, but accurate enough for scouts." Outside the wolves kept howling, cold stars hung above the trees. But inside sat old broken legends, mocking one another peacefully. I was visiting Fenrir and you showed up. Now nobody leaves with dignity. The wolf keeps listing all your failures. You keep blaming fate and me. I bring up chains and prophecies. Fenrir brings up your lost wrist. And every time somebody says trust, the whole damn hall erupts like this. Bad idea! Maybe that is how gods survive. Not through temples, not through fear, but through ugly laughter in the cold with the ones who still appear. One lost a hand, one lost his freedom, one lost nearly everything he knew. Yet there we sat beside the fire, trading insults like old friends do. to song. The halls may fall, the seas may swallow, the sun may someday disappear. But by the gods, if doom is coming, at least we roasted each other here. Fenrir asked if Tyr stayed for supper. Tyr said, only if Loki shuts his mouth. I smiled into the firelight and answered, brother, you ask impossible things.